He's like Cremonius Bob. He just likes killing people, and that's just his thing. Hear me out. Have you tried decapitating somebody? So you like headless ghost riders? You like people with no head, people with a giant pyramid for a head. You like fish that are voiced by Willem Dafoe. This guy, he just loves decapitating. He just loves decapitation.
I mean, sometimes it's just warranted. It's needed.
Exactly. We've known a couple of people.
Blows off a lot of steam that way. Yeah. Oh yeah, we've known a couple people.
Yeah, can you imagine that? Just like I'm just picturing him like fucking galloping on a horse. I'm just, and then like fucking bam, there goes a head, and that shit just goes going, and gone. And then you just see like the body just like, and you just see steam come out of like the area where his head should be. It just smoke comes from the shoulders, just and then he just like trots on home. Clop, clop, clop,
right.
clop, clop. Just the coconuts.
He's just like, God, I needed that.
Exactly. God damn it.
Before we begin today's episode, we would like to share a quick disclaimer. The views, opinions, and statements expressed by the hosts and guests on this podcast are their own personal views and are provided in their own capacity. All content is editorial, opinion-based, and intended for entertainment purposes only. Listener discretion is advised.
What's up, peeps? Welcome back to another episode of the Black Curtain Club, the only podcast that keeps on going no matter how bad the universe is trying to fucking stop us. I'm your host, who loves pot roast, Kyle, and with me tonight is my co-host, who, for some weird reason, can't tell the difference between white and brown, gravy at least, Angie.
Not the gravy.
Always.
Don't bring that up. We'll be here for an hour debating gravy. But, hi.
How you doing? You doing good? That's nice.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah, well, the next 2 weeks are going to be fantastic for me, and you know why. Countdown to Sleep Token.
No, see, I think the next 2 weeks would be a living fucking hell for you. Honestly.
Well, I mean, the anxiety is there, and I'm already like wanting to start to pack because I'm like a preparer. Like,
oh, God,
I want an itinerary. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, itinerary. Go there, fuck shit up, go home. That's it.
That's it. And that's pretty much, it's a quick in and out kind of trip.
Story of my life. Anywho. I'm not necessarily sure when this episode is going to air. I just know that, at least for me, and I know for you, maybe to some of our listeners too, spooky season is in like full swing. That we haven't decorated yet still. Life has been way too crazy, and I am way the F behind on it. Yeah, spooky season is in full swing, so I figured it was about time to say my favorite scary story, or spooky story, urban legend, wherever it classifies under. Tim Burton movie. Being a New England boy, I'm talking about The Legend of Sleepy Hollow.
Yes.
Right? It's just...
I love this story. Yeah, this is great.
I'm going to be so honest, though. Like, sometimes when people have a story, like I can only assume... If you listen to our episode, if you listen to one of our more previous episodes, we know one of the reasons why you love Mothman so much. But I feel like why Mothman kind of resonates with you, it's not just that honky-tonk badonka-donk, but like West Virginia, right? Like it's kind of like a West Virginia, right? So it's very homey.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't really know 100% what it is for me because Sleepy Hollow's in New York. I was born and raised in Connecticut. So home field advantage ain't there. I don't know. It's just I love the story just so much, and the movie is one of my favorite movies. Fuck it, I just love it. So screw you. I don't need a reason. I just like it.
Yeah. Hey, sometimes you just like what you like.
That's right. Don't yuck my yum. Anywho, so for those of you who don't know The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, I'm going to do an incredibly short, bastardized version of it, and we'll kind of see how the night goes. Anywho, picture this. Upstate New York, the 1920s. Wait, no, that's the wrong episode. Upstate New York, the late 1700s. Ichabod Crane. He's a math teacher. He's a scholar of sorts. I want to say he's a math teacher. He's ending up to a cozy little Dutch settlement in upstate New York, Sleepy Hollow, to win the heart of the very rich farmer's daughter. Katrina Van Tassel. She's Van Tassel Van Garrett. Okay. The Dutch chick. So he moseys on his way up there. He's there for it's like a week. Dude's up there, right? And the whole time he's up there, the local town frat boy, Abraham Bones is the dude's name, but he goes by Brom Bones. Like, that's the only other name that would be acceptable for the guy from Police Academy. It's Brom Bones, right? He's just kind of like he's the local rapscallion. Everyone like kind of looks up to him. Think of him like he's not as toxic and horrible as Gaston, but he's got a lot of similar traits. He's very handsome. Everyone, he's just the big strong guy, and he's kind of a douche. Yeah. Either way, and he's kind of picking on Ichabod Crane because he's this, as described, scrawny nerd. Nerd. So he's just kind of giving him crap throughout the week. Well, it's like it's like Friday night. They're having like the harvest party because it's October and spooky times around there. They're having the harvest party, and that's when Ichabod's going to make his big move on Katrina, and he gets shot down. And he was like, "All right, defeated, and a serious case of blue balls. He's going to head on home." Well, on his ride home, he encounters the legendary, the very spooky, greatest little urban legend mythical monster creature peoples, my humble opinion, the Headless Horseman. Just so just character design alone, right there. You gotta love it. I mean, it's a giant black horse, glowing red eyes, and he's a man without a head. Scary as all hell. So scary. Hence the name Headless Horseman. Either way. So Ichabod takes off like a bat out of hell. And now he's being chased down through the western woods by the Headless Horseman. And he's just trying to run and get away, yada yada, blah blah blah. Well, in this story, which I probably should have said earlier, that this is all according to the first written telling of the story. This story is about as old as the 1700s. It's not older than that. But the very first writings, I don't remember when, don't quote me on that one, I forgot when it was written. Washington Irving is the first written tellings of the story. So in that one, the Headless Horseman has a sword and a jack-o'-lantern. And the jack-o'-lantern is supposed to like represent his hoard that he takes, and he throws it, and that is what knocks the people's heads off. And he takes heads in revenge because his was taken off by a cannonball in the Revolutionary War because he was like a mercenary of some sort, right? That's his whole thing. Okay. But he can't actually enter the city of Sleepy Hollow. He's stopped at the bridge. I forget the name of the bridge. But he can make it all the way just right there to the bridge. He can't cross the river and actually into the town, into the village. He only stays in the western woods. If you're in the woods, you're fucked. Get out of the woods, get across the bridge. All the oxen free. He made it to base. So he knows this, and he's turning around. He's fucking zooming back. He thinks he's safe on the bridge. He just gets to the bridge. Well, the horseman can't cross the bridge, but the jack-o'-lantern can. As the story goes, the only thing that's seen the next day is a smashed pumpkin. Oh, man, missed opportunity. It was like the only thing that we can see is a grunge alt band from the 90s.
Anyway, I was just about to make that reference.
It was right there. Yeah. So there's a smashed pumpkin, Ichabod Crane's horse, but no one saw Ichabod Crane since. So he just disappeared. So obviously people are like, the horseman got him. The non-believers of the horseman said he just hauled ass back to Connecticut. Sorry, Ichabod Crane from Connecticut. CT. He just hauled ass back there. No one knows. At the same time, though, it is still a story. What do you believe happened? Insert creepy laugh there.
Right. Are you asking me what do I think happened to
You know
Ichabod?
Well, yeah, go ahead. What do you think happened to a fictional character in an urban legend?
I mean, I think, back then that was, the Grimm's fairy tales were probably around, maybe beforehand or around that time. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But, so I think probably that in the tale in my mind, yeah, Ichabod met his demise.
Oh, yeah. Like, dude's dead as shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's dead. His chances were with Katrina. Like, dead.
Yeah.
But like I said, so I think that's one of the things that I like about it so much. I remember it being one of the first stories that I heard as a kid that had like that open-ended, you don't know, like that cliffhanger, like there's nothing else. Like even like Scary Stories, they had an ending, like, oh, and then the ghost got the person and then they were fucking dead. Or the hero saved the day. There was always an ending to the story. This was the first one that was just like, and no one knows. Ooh. So I was like, but why? Anyhow.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just something
the
about that.
Suspense of it all.
Exactly. It's like there's no way he did it. It almost made like 6-year-old me. And then, dude, when I found out the Sleepy Hollow was an actual place, and it was just over an hour away. Yeah, I grew up just over an hour away from Sleepy Hollow.
Oh wow.
It's closer than New York City. So it's like little 6-year-old me was just like, I gotta go see what happened because like 1700s not that long ago. It's only the late 1900s. What's 200 years? I had no concept of time. I'm in my 30s. Right. I still have no concept of time. But still, I was like, I gotta go do my own investigation. But I digress. So like I said, that's the a very short and bastardized version of the first written telling of this story. Like I said, it's old and old and old, and so the one thing that is constant throughout them all is the Headless Horseman. It's like Ichabod Crane and the Van Tassels and the Van Garretts and Brom Bones and all them. They all showed up in this telling. Much older accounts and tellings of everyone who heard the tale, so on kind of stuff. All word of mouth. The Headless Horseman is 99, always the same. He was a mercenary during the Revolutionary War and was decapitated somehow. Somehow, homie ain't got a dome piece. Right. And he has the jack-o'-lantern is his thing, and he's got the sword and the big evil, so he's always the same. Which is kind of fun because the other thing that I find kind of fun with that too is that it also just kind of goes to show how this is proclaimed as, along with the Legend of Sleepy Hollow, falls relatively in the same category as like Paul Bunyan, John Henry, Johnny Appleseed, American folklore. These are very American stories. But you can't help but notice the similarities in these were stories that were all told by immigrants, because like the 1700s, whatever. Right. There's still a lot of immigrants coming over of all these different. So the Headless Horseman is eerily similar to one of the more famous urban legends, monsters, cryptids, whatever category falls under from Ireland. I believe it's the Dullahan, but depending on whether if it was Celtic or Gaelic, it looks like Dullahan, but it probably is pronounced Chevelnenstin or whatever the fuck. You ever seen like Gaelic words? Like it's the worst. Have you ever seen the name Saoirse like spelled out, or the name Teague spelled out? There's like a J and a backwards Q for like no fucking reason. Anyhow, it's my heritage. I can say that. Anyhow, but the Dullahan is, like I said, that's the one I'm most familiar with. Like I said, from the Irish backgrounds, where it was a headless horseman, where instead of a jack-o'-lantern or sword, he had a fucking whip that was a spine. And he would use
wow.
that. He would use that to like wrap around the throat to like rip heads off and shit like that one. And he's said to be like an omen of
Nice.
like bad things, of like the end of, you know, the end of time. He's like the Grim Reaper, so on and so forth. So he's symbolized with death and just a bad omen kind of thing. But he's fucking metal as all hell. He's so metal.
Yeah, I was just thinking he might be my new hear me out, but go ahead.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, just yeah, go ahead. Do some Google searching right now. Yeah, like exactly. Like think of the Headless Horseman. What you see is the Headless Horseman. He's on. I think it's some depictions. He's on a skeletal horse. But either way, yeah, it's like a 6 foot or like a 7 foot whip. That's just a human spine. It's awesome. Anyhow, so retellings of the story of his are you typing away Googling him right now?
I am. I did. Yeah, no, sorry. I absolutely. And it's funny because
So fun.
the very first image that comes up is exactly what you described. That is absolutely metal as
so fucking metal, right? It's so cool. Anyhow, where was it? Oh yeah. So
a new Hear Me Out has been birthed this day. Go ahead.
But didn't Xbox achievement unlocked? New Hear Me Out. Doulahan. Oh my gosh. Hey, if you need a therapist, I got a good one. Yeah, I'll send you a card.
Yeah, I probably should look into that, but
Jesus,
it might make the Time Pals happy. But go ahead.
What if you have it? Never mind. Anyhow, so his motives are always okay. His action is always the same. Motives are different, but his action is always the same. Actions are always he's just chopping your fucking head off. Motives or reasonings of why he's taking heads is always different. One is to replace his. He's looking for his. One is to. He's like Cremonius Bob. He just likes killing people, and that's just his thing. Hear me out. Have you tried decapitating somebody? So you like headless ghost riders. You like people with no head, people with a giant pyramid for a head. You like fish that are voiced by Willem Dafoe. This guy, he just loves decapitating. He just loves decapitation.
Sometimes it's just warranted. It's needed.
Exactly. We've known a couple of people.
Blows off a lot of steam that way. Yeah. Oh yeah, we've known a couple people.
Yeah, can you imagine that? Just like I'm just picturing him like fucking galloping on a horse. I'm just, and then like fucking bam, there goes a head, and that shit just goes going, and gone. And then you just see like the body just like, and you just see steam come out of like the area where his head should be. It just smoke comes from the shoulders, just and then he just like trots on home. Right. Just the coconuts.
He's just like, God, I needed that.
Exactly. God damn it.
But imagine, seriously though, imagine the sound a whip made out of a spine would sound like. And you got the whip sound, but you got the bones clinking against each other.
Listen, I've seen the videos. Yes, yeah. I'm sure the word you want to use is terrifying. I'm sure.
No, okay. Aside from that.
Yeah. I think you're getting the word terrifying and tantalizing mixed up there.
Tantalizing.
Again.
It always happens. I need to get those words figured out. But just imagine. Okay, you're that 6-year-old child in Ireland in the 1500s, and you're hearing this story about a bone whip and a guy without a head. That had to be absolutely terrifying for children.
So was the potato famine, but they turned out okay.
Oh no, not the potato famine.
Sorry. Like I said, it's my heritage. I can make these jokes. It's okay.
Yeah, same.
But
same.
okay, all seriousness, yeah, no. That has got to be absolutely, yeah, no pun intended. That's got to be fucking bone chilling. Like, that's
right?
fucking creepy. Like, I've seen the videos of Jacques Ziwipier with like his metal whip, and I'm sure everyone else is like, "Ooh, my pants feel funny." He goes, "Yeah, mine do because I just shit myself." Like, that's scary enough. Is a metal whip.
Yeah.
A bone whip? Yeah, no thanks. No thanks. I'll see myself out. And by out, I mean off a bridge. Thank you very much. Oof.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Ooh, imagine like being in battle. You know, like I forget what was the like the I want to say like the clan wars that they had in Ireland, but just, you know, like that primitive battle, you know, that they, you know, and then all of a sudden, you know, you just see something like that charging that. Whew.
Yeah, no,
I think
I'm
I'd
good.
fall on a sword.
I think I would just
a sword than
get bone whipped.
You would. Yeah. Yeah. As tantalizing as like
as tantalizing
that
as it
part
sounds.
of that part of my brain is like, ooh, you know, that truly is terrifying.
Yeah, that's what we call nightmare fuel in the real world. Anyhow, I digress. But then, my personal favorite telling of the stories, it's not just because it's Tim Burton, it's not just because it's Johnny Depp, and I love them both. But is the Tim Burton movie of Sleepy Hollow, which, first off, when was the last time you watched that movie?
Oh man, it's probably. I want to say. I mean, it's been this year, probably. Like maybe January. Hell, maybe even December. I don't know. It's
the perfect Christmas movie for sure. There's some snow, so it counts as a Christmas movie in my eyes.
Hey, you know, Die Hard's a Christmas movie. This can be a Christmas movie too.
We will. Listen. You're getting ahead of us. That's another episode we are going to do in December. Die Hard is a fucking Christmas movie, but first off, the fucking cast in that movie stacked. Like,
oh yeah, 100%.
The one person I always forget that's in that movie is fucking Emperor Palpatine. Always forget he's in that movie. I watch it at least 2 or 3 times a year. I forget every fucking time. Now, maybe it's because I'm so shocked by that and he doesn't look like Emperor Palpatine. Maybe it's the traumatic brain injuries I've had. Maybe it's the 14 concussions I've had. Either way, I never remember he's in that fucking movie. And every time I see him, I'm like, son of a bitch. And like half the other people. The fun. Spoiler alert, anyone who hasn't seen the movie. My favorite part in that movie is after he has his first encounter with the Headless Horseman and he's like terrified in his bed. It was a Headless Horseman. And the guy who played the second Albus Dumbledore is approaching him and is telling him, yes, we know that. It was a horseman. It was a dead one without a head. Yes, we know that. That's what we've been telling you. But it was a Headless Horseman. Yeah, like, he's just repeating it. He goes like, yes, we fucking told you. You didn't listen. It is... I piss myself laughing every fucking time. It's so funny. It was a Headless Horseman. Yes, I know that. No, it was a horseman. A dead one. Headless. Yes, that's what we said. He's like, and either way, and Christopher Walken is the Headless Horseman. He has 3 lines. He has 3 lines in the whole movie. He makes the same noise that Warrior does. Wah! It's the only thing he says the whole movie.
Doesn't he have like those?
He's got like
razor teeth.
His teeth. Yeah, his teeth were he shaved his teeth. So that's another one of. So that's what's great about that movie is that it takes like 5 or 6 different tellings of the legend of Sleepy Hollow, and he makes it his own, and he kind of makes it pretty cohesive. So he wrote that he was a German mercenary from the in the revolution, and exactly that he was just obsessed with killing. Like after a while, he just stopped taking money And he was like, just let me kill. And they stopped paying him. They wouldn't let him kill him. The war was over. So then he just started just killing everyone. So he was killing the British, killing the red people. He was killing the blue people. He didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, you know what? We need to fucking kill him. So then Wallop goes to the head with his own sword, bury him in the woods, that haunted, super cool Tim Burton tree that's in every movie. And then he comes back. Yeah. He comes back every night just to, take his, because his was taken. But he can be like commanded and all of that kind of fun shit. So that's 3 different stories right there. It's just really, like I said, it's cool because you get like actual visual representation of it. Like, as much of an imagination I have, it can only get me so far. So I need actual visuals. So like, if you actually make like a movie or a TV show, I'm going to see it and I'm going to enjoy it more than any of the books. Sorry, book peoples out there, aka readers. But it's just, I mean, like I said, and plus, not to sound too biased, but Johnny Depp's the greatest actor to ever walk the face of the earth, and don't fucking at me. So the fact that he's in it, it also just wins. He's so good in that pretty much everything that he does.
Well, pretty much everything that he does. The man doesn't miss.
Yeah. That one, he is a Ichabod Crane. He's not a teacher. He's a detective. And he's kind of like the one that like no one.
Yeah,
he's like like one of the first like forensics and also the kind of fun stuff. And he like gets sent up there because like everyone in he's in New York City, and everyone in New York City is like fed up with his shit, and they're just like, all right, just get him out of our hair, just send him up there, and maybe he'll die or he'll whatever, just he'll be out of he'll stop bothering us. He can go bother them for a little bit.
Am I misremembering, or was it like there were people going missing in the village or something, and so he was there to like investigate like what's happening with the disappearances?
Well, he was there he was there to investigate the murders. He was there to investigate the murders because people are just turning up headless, and like I said, they're just a Dutch settlement up the fucking Hudson, and so they don't have police, let alone detectives. Right. So they just send one from New York City with his fancy pants salsa. And
New York City. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
And because they're like, motherfuckers is dying up there, then they're all losing their heads, and we don't know why. Go find out and leave us alone. So that's what he did. But yeah, we won't give it away in case somehow someone hasn't seen this fucking movie. But like the movie's almost 30 years old. Love that goddamn movie. Anyhow, yeah, Sleepy Hollow. It's cool stuff, man. Boo, eh?
Boo.
Boo, eh? I would try to go at least I'm trying to go like once a year, at least just like a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna add, like, you probably went a lot because you being that close, I would think in like the passion that you have for that story. You probably
I did it with my friends because my parents couldn't be bothered worth a shit to go. They were like, we're not fucking driving an hour for you to go.
So it's the town like, is it like one of these towns that they've played into the story?
It's not like Salem. It's not like Salem. It's not like Roswell, where there's like a famous story or famous bits there, so it becomes the entire personality of the town.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It's there. And there's themed stuffs around there. And there is still the graveyard from there is still, like from the 1700s is still there. Like the church is still there. Like all that stuff that this, like I said, Sleepy Hollow is a real place. There was real people who lived there. That bridge is still there. Like the Western Woods there's nothing in the Western Woods. It is a creepy fucking upstate New York, New England woods. It's just wasn't touched. The story was
right.
There is the actual telling stories that like the belief of the Headless Horseman is still a thing. Like the belief that the spooky ghost story that you tell the kids to scare them at night is still a real thing. So there are people who believe that the woods are haunted and that they don't go in there. That's why it wasn't touched, because like people for the longest time, love that song, were genuinely afraid to develop that they're going to piss off other spirits. So they never did anything. And then now it's like, I think it's protected. Like the Western Woods is actually like protected as like it's like a wildlife reserve now.
Oh, okay.
So it can't be touched. It can't be demolished. So there is that bit to it, but it's not like Salem, where like Salem's whole thing is being Salem.
Right.
It's not like that, but I mean, around Halloween, you definitely get a little more. There's a little extra to it, for sure. But that's it's fairly niche, so that's why my family was like, "Nah." I was like it would have been it would have been easier to convince them to go to Salem than to go to Sleepy Hollow, because at least in Salem there is like the actual, everyone, there's the tour you can do. There's like, there's the witch house, and you can see the hocus pocus fucking school and house and shit. Like there's actual stuff you can go and see and do in Salem, Massachusetts, that you can actually spend a day. Sleepy Hollow is you have to like know and like do your research, and like you just kind of have to like love the story. So that's why they were like, nah, absolutely not. But I just had to like find friends who were just as excited and happy and obsessed with it as I was.
That's awesome.
And then go a couple of times.
I'd like to go. I'd like to go and see that place.
Yeah, definitely go in the fall. Now, maybe biased because I'm from there, but I've been in the Midwest a couple of years now. Nothing beats New England in the fall. This like I said, the story, the movie, something about it just reminds me of home.
Yeah,
I do kind of get this kind of home feeling with it, like, because urban legends are always fun. You like them more than, people tend to like them more than myths, unless the monsters are really fucking cool. But because though there's a supernatural element to them, they're more human, if you will. They're more just actual stories rather than these great epics, like plenty of mythology is.
Right.
So like I said, so same thing. So you can believe it more, you can buy into it more, you can understand it more, because you can relate to it more, because Ichabod Crane was just some schmuck, and then he, in the movie he goes up against this supernatural entity and whatnot. So yeah, like I said, the fact that it takes place in New England, yeah, it's very homey for me.
Yeah, I can see that. I get it, because like I think, to be serious about like Mothman, like that's part of the reason why I love the story, and why I felt so passionate about wanting to do like the Mothman episode is because the story and the legend was so much more than just Mothman, because there were just so many layers. It's like ingrained now into like it's part of West Virginia lore. It's such an identification with West Virginia, my home state. And there is a sense of like ownership and belonging and comfort in some of these tales from like your home area. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, home team, baby, home team.
I speak your language.
I sprechen. Well, so yeah, that's that. Whether you're a lowly mathematician from Connecticut, or you're the really annoying kind of know-it-all Poindexter and investigator from New York City, or your name is awesome like Brom frickin' Bones, this story has a little for everybody. Is that why it's my favorite? Maybe. Is it because Johnny Depp is in the movie? That's also a maybe. All I know is I can't help but just feel at home. Something about a very angry horseman without a head, taking revenge on the unsuspecting Dutch inhabitants of upstate New York in the 1700s. It just feels right in your bit.
This is where I speak.
Yeah. Pull your string.
So thank you for listening. Oh God, what is my bit? I don't even know what my bit is right now.
Thank you for listening. Kyle, thank you so much for sharing the story. I absolutely love it. I can't wait to visit it someday. Make sure to crush that like button, hit subscribe, review us on all platforms. Thanks for coming out.
I think that's it.
End session.
And then you've got to tell me to say goodbye, Kyle.
Okay. Take care, everybody.
God. Bye.
Say goodbye.
Bye, Kyle.
Say goodbye, Angie.
Bye, Angie.